Hey everybody, it's Angie with Trips with Angie. I am excited to talk to you today about how to find good flight options. As many of you know, I do not book airfare only. I book airfare combined with different packages when it comes to rental cars or hotels. So I wanted to go through with you how I personally search for my own flights when I'm just flying somewhere to visit family or friends. So the first place I start is IATAsoftware.com. This is a software engine powered by Google that looks at all the different flights that are available. The one caveat is this flight database excludes Southwest Airlines. So if you are in a market served by Southwest Airlines, you still have to go to southwest.com to search for the airfare there. So when you go to IATAsoftware.com, the first thing you want to click is Airfare Search. And one of the best features of this Airfare Search is that you can create a calendar of different options. So we're going to look from Tampa, Florida to Chicago today. And one thing you'll notice is that there's an all airports option. So Chicago has two main airports, O'Hare and Midway. And then this will pull all the regional airports in Chicago, so you can really see what the options are. Now here's the fancy calendar I was talking about. See calendar of lowest fares. So I want to head to Chicago in September. So I'm going to go to September and pick September 1st. I'm going to want to stay 3 nights for a long weekend. And so I'm putting in, this is going to show me a calendar of all the round trip flights that stay 3 nights in Chicago in the month of September. You can show if you want the cheapest, how many stops. I only want up to 1 stop, and then you click search. So this will pull up a calendar where it shows you all of the airfare prices, which is a great way to compare and see what are the least expensive days to go to that particular city. I know a lot of times people call me and they say, you know, we have some time off over the summer or some time off over the holidays. We want to go away for 5 nights, but we're not exactly sure of the dates. And so this is a great way to search for those options. So if you look, you see that, okay, look, this is a great option right here. This Friday to Monday, leaving on September 11th, round trip airfare is only $167. So I'm going to click that, and that's going to lead me to another screen that shows me what airline those rates are on. So leaving September 11th, returning September 14th looks like the least expensive dates. Then what you can do, once you see which airline it's on, you can go to that airline's website and book that ticket directly. So this is on Spirit. I don't like Spirit. Spirit has a lot of extra fees. So if you're flying on Spirit, what you want to do is make sure you add in at least $80 per ticket for all of the extra fees. But it also looks like Delta has some pretty good options with stops in Atlanta. And you want to be sure, like this flies into Midway and out of O'Hare. That's not a big deal in Chicago because it's pretty easy to get to both airports, but you definitely want to pay attention to that. So, okay, so I have some pretty good options on Delta with 1 stop. So then my next thing I do is I go to hipmunk.com, HIPMUNK.com. This is another airfare consolidator website similar to kayak.com. I think a lot of people know Kayak. And one thing I do is I'll go in and I'll put the same dates. So we found out September 11th through the 14th was our least expensive date options. And this has a really cool way to search by agony. I love this indicator. So this combines how long you're in the air, how many stops there are, the price, everything all together. And so you see, okay, so we look now and we see, all right, so it still pulls up the Spirit option, but for $40 more, I could have a nonstop option right here. So that, you know, I'd leave a little bit earlier. And so that's how I can really compare the different options in terms of what time I get there, whether it's nonstop or not. So in this case, I personally would probably pick this 7:07 a.m. on American that's nonstop into O'Hare because I love taking the first flight of the day. The airfare has to come in the night before, the airplane has to come in the night before, so there's a lot less delays. And so then this will take you through to book directly on American. The other thing I recently found on Hipmunk was that their prices, when you click through to the airline, were lower than what was available on the airfare site. So that's definitely always good to check Hipmunk and then click through on this link because the airfare may be lower than what's available and publicly and published on the Airfare site. Okay, so here's what we learned today. Again, I'm Angie with Trips with Angie. You can email me at angie@tripswithangie.com. We learned that, okay, first stop is the IATAsoftware.com to figure out what are the best dates to travel within the month you want to go. Then you take those dates and plug them into Hipmunk to see what the different options are. The next stop for those of you who are in a market with Southwest is you want to go to southwest.com because neither of these options include Southwest. Now, if you are combining this with a hotel, I want you to email me because there are a lot of suppliers out there that offer significant discounts on flights and hotels when you package them together. So if you're doing airfare only, you're going to go IATAsoftware.com to Hipmunk. But if you are combining it with a hotel, you need to email me, Angie@tripswithangie.com. Thanks.